Danfoss is celebrating the 20th anniversary of its Plus+1 software platform. Could you maybe provide an overview of the platform and how it has evolved over the past 20 years?
So I would like to start with the last part of your question, how Plus+1 has evolved over the, let's say, 20 years. And 20 years ago, in 2004, we were positioned in the market as a component supplier. And Plus+1 was really the strategic step that positioned us where we wanted to be, which is a system supplier. And that was a strategic step at that time. And for the first part of your question about giving you an overview of what Plus+1 is, Plus+1 started as a tool, but it evolved to become a very comprehensive ecosystem. And it includes hardware, software platforms with a service tool, update center, e-learnings. And there are four aspects of it that I would like to highlight. The first one is that it's very fast. It accelerates the time to market, accelerates the development cycle. It's easy to use because it has pre-programmed function blocks and application libraries that simplifies the implementation even for people that is not a highly experienced software developer. The third aspect is that it's flexible. The Plus+1 ecosystem seamlessly integrates with our customers' preferred programming language, so that enables them to reuse their already available code. And the last one, which is very important one, is that is safe, meaning customers can have the peace of mind that by using the function blocks and the application libraries within the Plus+1 ecosystem, these libraries have been developed according to the latest functional safety standards and cybersecurity as well.
Mhm.
Yeah, I guess I would add from that a perspective of someone who was a competitor to Danfoss at the time that this was introduced to the market. It was at a trade show, and it was very revolutionary at the time because I can remember everyone at the trade show was talking about it. You must go to the Danfoss booth and check this out. And so it made a big splash. It did change the industry. And as Paolo was mentioning, it has certainly evolved with 20 years of continuous investment every year, and really fulfilling the name, which after all, the whole meaning behind the name Plus+1 is that when you're developing a control system, it always seems that when you get towards the end, you remember there's just one more thing that you need. And so we have continuously be adding things, not only in terms of the software, but what we're bringing in terms of uh, bringing in hardware from the entire Danfoss portfolio, but also Plus+1 partners, so that, as Paula mentioned, it's so easy and fast to get to market with a vehicle control system. And we continue to invest every year going forward.
Mhm. Mhm. Great. And so, how have you both maybe seen the use of Plus+1 or software in general progress over the last several years within hydraulics and the mobile equipment industry? Maybe Joe, if you would like to start this time.
I think the way that I typically describe an answer to a question like that is in what you can see in everyday, commercial applications, consumer applications, like, for example, your iPhone. That was revolutionary, and the what was revolutionary about it is to get all the functionality. It wasn't just a phone; it was a tool to do all kinds of things. And every day you probably get a pop-up saying that there's been a software update, or you have a friend that tells you that there's this new app that you can use on your phone. And it's the same way in every part of your daily life. And that is no different in the off-highway or the vehicle market. And we're seeing a shrink in that lag time between what you see in the consumer world or in your automobile and what you see in the vehicles that you work in for 8 hours a day after you drive your car with all of the fancy features to the job site. and there's more and more of an expectation that you have the same level of functionality and ease of use, and a lot of that cannot be accomplished without software and the electronics that power that and integrate that control system with every other device on the machine to give you the performance that you want. So that's where I see the evolution. The use of electronics and software to get you the performance that you need is only going to increase exponentially. Only it's a matter of how fast the evolution of those functionality is happening. That pace is increasing.
So I think we are living in very exciting times. First of all, I think whatever we see in automotive happening, new regulations coming, architectures being transitioned from decentralized to centralized, cybersecurity regulations, the so-called software-defined vehicle, right? I think all of those trends that we see in the automotive industry also coming as a challenge to the automotive industry, we will start seeing also in the off-highway, as Joe mentioned, because the operators, they have similar needs or even higher needs because they really spend a lot of the time in their machines. And so I see software becoming a central part of enabling a lot of those technologies for getting those functions more efficient, also in terms of energy consumption and increase of productivity of those machines. I think software will be central. And then if we think about technology trends, right? So we obviously have to talk about artificial intelligence and machine learning and how we can leverage those technologies into our field to achieve our customer needs and targets, and to also help them to differentiate.
Are you seeing artificial intelligence and machine learning coming into play more for hydraulic systems and off-highway, or is it still early days yet for that kind of technology?
So we are seeing it. So there's many areas and many aspects about artificial intelligence and machine learning, right? So one is for internal productivity. So I expect our customers be asking for that, so that it becomes maybe potentially even visible in the pricing. But when we talk about innovation and ease of use and efficiency, this will become central. And we see that at the moment already when we think about autonomy. So our autonomy +1 libraries are already leveraging technologies like machine learning. And so we are making these technologies that are maybe difficult to grasp for some of our customers easily accessible to them.
So what are some of the key benefits? I know you guys have both touched on it a little bit, but what are some of the key benefits of utilizing a software platform like +1 with hydraulic systems utilized in off-highway equipment? Paula, I'll start with you again.
Sure. Yes, so I highlighted some of the key benefits, but I would like to go a little bit more in detail, and I would like to mention a few of them. First of all, there's a high reusability of software with a +1. We are using the library approach, and with that one, we also offer already proper documentation and ready to use automated tests. And by this approach, we're also accelerating the time to market because it's already developed and you just kind of integrate it and building your system with it. That's one of the key benefits that I would like to mention. Another very important one, a second one that is also mentioned by many of our customers, is the graphical based development that enables even non-programmers or developers that are not very experienced to still implement solutions, especially at our customer side, that some of them don't have the capability to have large software development teams. We are enabling them to use the libraries to, on top of that, develop their own solutions because also the +1 ecosystem is a very open environment, and we are continuously working to make it even more open. For instance, at this very moment, we are able to interface with other programming languages like C, C#, structured text, or MATLAB Simulink. And a third one I would like to mention is the powerful service tool that offers a meaningful representation of functionalities and parameters, and is easily customizable. It can even be branded to our customer's design, and is also easy, fast, and can provide safe access to perform a wide range of activities, from taking configuration, what type of machine, but also monitoring data, data acquisition, software download, etc. And last but not least is really the ecosystem nature of the +1, because it offers software platforms, hardware platforms, test platforms, and the service tool.
Yeah, I would like to add to that as well the functionality, not only in terms of what we bring into the software libraries, but a lot of the result of the software libraries is a result of the application expertise and know-hows of the entire Danfoss organization around the world. In fact, Danfoss has been investing even long before the introduction of +1 in our application engineering capabilities to support our customers to really understand how to design complete control systems, and beyond that, understanding our customers' applications. So some of the investments we make are quite considerable in terms of what we call application development centers. We have multiple locations around the world where we have the ability to test complete vehicles, and we have fleets of vehicles that we maintain, not only to demonstrate our capabilities to customers, but to work on projects with them. So we can actually show the customers how our control systems work in an application similar to theirs, so that we can also explain to them or demonstrate to them how quickly they can get to market with systems that we have already developed based upon our application know-how, and the ability to take that and then customize it for their particular needs, their particular vehicle.